Alright, what's going on guys? Chris here, welcome back to another video. In today's video we're talking about the camera gear I brought with me from Paris. I'll have a video in the description explaining why I decided to move. A long story short, I needed some change. Now, being in Paris for about 7 years, I accumulated a lot of camera gear, downsized and then got more and then downsized again. Things that I know I will need at some point. Starting off with the most exciting thing, the camera body. I shoot with the Canon R5 with the EF 16-35 f2.8. I've gone into this camera so much, so if you want to know my opinion on it, look through my reviews and you'll see everything you'll need to know about this camera. I love it. 45 megapixel photos, 4K video up to 120 frames per second, 8K video, whatever, everything you need, great autofocus, all that jazz. It's just a workhorse of a camera, and I honestly don't see myself upgrading anytime soon. And then the 16-35 f2.8, this is my vlog lens. This is my lens that I used to shoot myself or anything in wide angle. I think this is the version 1. This is one of the oldest versions, but it works perfectly well with this new body. And I use the Mica drop-in filter adapter where I drop in ND filters to use ND. That's the main camera and lens. Now, next up, let's talk about camera bag. I've been using the Douchebags Backpack Pro. I think this is the bigger version, the 25 liter or something like that. I've had this for over 2 years now and it just works flawlessly. It's built like a tank. I love the fact that it just stands up like this when you drop it. The zippers work really well. It fits everything I need. Actually, the company changed its name to DB Journey, but I did purchase this bag before they made that switch, so it actually says Douchebags. Now, what makes this camera bag special is the fact that it has inserts, and with these inserts you can put whatever you will need in terms of camera gear, and you just have this open space to configure it any way you want depending on your shoot. So in my camera cube here, I would keep this camera and lens and a few other items. Next up, 50mm by Sigma. This is the Art 1.4 Canon mount. This is my favorite lens for photography or anything more cinematic. The bokeh on this is absolutely beautiful. It's extremely sharp. It's my go-to when I'm taking any kind of picture, and it's just amazing. I love this lens too much. And then I have a new addition, which I think I'm gonna make a video on, and this is the Rode Wireless Me system. So I have the receiver and microphone here, and basically you connect the receiver to whatever device you're recording into, whether it's your camera or your phone, and then you can wirelessly connect this, which is the microphone, and the audio quality is amazing. It has amazing range. I think it's about 100 meters, 7 hours of battery life. It's really great for like vertical content when I just need to talk into the mic like this, or if I'm walking a little bit further away from the camera. It gets amazing audio quality at any range. And yeah, so definitely very excited to use these more often. So on top of my camera, I have the Rode Video Mic Go 2, the newer one. I like this one because it's pretty small and it has a USB-C port, so I can use it as a recorder for voiceovers into Final Cut Pro or whatever software I need to use. So next I have just a thing that carries cards, card holder, whatever. I need to get more cards and different cards because I still have a bunch of SD cards, but I don't really use them. I just use CF Express Type B, so I need to figure that out. So yeah, card holder. Next up, brand new edition, new camera. I have the Olympus. This is the Olympus what the fuck is this called? This is the Olympus Stylus 140. This zooms into 140mm. It's a film camera, 35mm. I had a film camera before, but I never used it because it was kind of big and it was just too physically like my R5 that it just didn't make me want to use it. I kind of wanted more of a point and shoot. And this seems to be it. This seems to be really good. I will be making a video about this very soon. I'm probably gonna go out and shoot with it today. And yeah, it's 38mm all the way to 140. So to use it, you just pull this open and there you go. It looks like this, and it has a very impressive zoom. And I've seen photos taken with this camera and they look really good. So I'm excited to use it. I just put a new roll in it with 24 exposures, so I'll be using this later today. And then one of the last things I keep in here is the Mica drop-in ND filter system. So I'm not using any ND right now. If I were to go outside, I have an ND filter to just drop in and it would give me from 1 to 9 stops of ND. So very convenient. And then in the bag, I have batteries and a few iPhone cables. Generally, I keep it pretty empty until I know exactly what I'm gonna be shooting. So let me go over the other camera gear I have that I would use to fit in this bag. All right, so a piece of camera gear I have not talked about yet on this channel is the RS3 Mini from DJI. This is a 3-axis gimbal. I'm pretty sure you know what these are. This one's great because it has a very good vertical mode. It's really small and lightweight and really easy to use. I never really liked using gimbals. I had a bunch of gimbals before, but they were just too big, too clunky, and the setup time was too long, and it just never seemed worth it. So I always just ended up shooting handheld, and that worked for me. But for some shots, you really need a gimbal. You need some sort of stabilization. So I had to get one. So I decided to go with this one, and I actually like it a lot. It's very small. As I said, it's very small and lightweight and easy to use, which definitely means I'm gonna keep it for more professional work because it kind of solves all the problems I've had with gimbals in the past. Now I flew here with this big Pelican case, which contains a lot of different kinds of camera gear, so let's go over it. First things first, I have a variety of filters that I like to use. I have Starlight filters, Pro Mist filters from Moment, which I really love. I have a traditional ND filter, my 2 passports. I have the Switch Pod in case I'm vlogging outside and I just need some running gun places to put my camera down. Lens hoods, random adapters. This has come in handy a lot. This is a phone holder, but this is not one of those cheap ones that break very easily. This wasn't expensive at all, but getting one that actually works well makes a huge difference when you're trying to make content on your phone. The really cheap ones are very frustrating. I think this was still about $10, but it works really well, and I love using it for vertical content, which I'm shooting a lot more now. So check it out on Instagram, whatever, you know where they are. And then one of my main drones is the DJI Mini 3 Pro. I love this little guy. It's super lightweight, amazing battery life, amazing camera quality, switches into vertical mode if you need. You really can't go wrong with this. It's 249 grams, so it has fewer restrictions. If you get it with the DJI RC remote, it's really convenient because you don't have to connect your phone to your remote, which I hated because my phone would always overheat or run out of battery or get a call or something. It was just tedious. Having a designated, GPU and monitor here makes it a lot more easy to fly. And then of course I have the Fly More Combo triple battery pack that I got from my brother, so thanks Nico. And then I have a GoPro. This is the GoPro Hero 9. I used to have the 10, but some things happened, so now I'm back at the 9, but maybe in time I'll upgrade again to the 10. For what I use the 9 for, it works perfectly well. So that's this case, pretty general basic stuff. And then I have another case back here with something a little more special. So over here I have a new drone of mine. I had one before, but then I kind of lost it. I won't get into how, but I finally replaced it because it was something that very excited me, and that is an FPV drone. Now I bought this one from a drone pilot who seems to know a lot about this stuff here in Rome, and has actually made some modifications to this one to extend the range and boost its abilities, we'll just say. And so yeah, I took it out flying yesterday and it flew very well, very smoothly, and I'm excited to take this around to travel. I have 4 batteries with it because you can never have enough. These die after about 10 minutes or so definitely want to get as many batteries as you can. And then it just has the remote here, simple remote. Spare propellers, because if you clip something, it's probably going to break the propeller. And the FPV goggles, you know this stuff. There's nothing new here. Definitely another very exciting piece of camera gear, and I can't wait to use it on my next travel video or in my next project. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I obviously have the more computer-based stuff. I have my M1 MacBook Pro from 2020, still works perfectly well editing all my files. Hard drives, SSDs. My hard drives are from Western Digital. I have the MyBook 14 terabyte, and then I edit off of a Samsung T5 SSD. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I traveled very minimally. Some camera gear was left in Paris and I might go back to pick it up. I just didn't have a lot of space, and this was the most essential gear to keep creating content. So yeah, that's it. I've been loving Rome. More content is to come. I'm planning a trip with the boys somewhere soon so we can make some sick content, maybe somewhere in the south of France or south of Italy, Greece, who knows. And so yeah, expect some sick content. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, peace.